Everyone, welcome back to the Social Club. Louis joins me. The topic today, Romelu Lukaku. Now, it's okay. Opportunity missed for Chelsea. We're going to focus more on the Man United side of things now. Right, clearly,
I will stop being bitter for 10 minutes, and
absolutely.
then I can carry on being bitter.
You mean you'll try your best?
I'll try my best.
You'll try your very best. The big question is obviously Man United have gone big there. They have gazumped Chelsea to the transfer very much in the driving seat for a long period of the summer. We all thought. Does Romelu Lukaku, and you can answer this question watching at home as well, does he solve Man United's draw problem? Because, what Mourinho managed to do last year was make United very difficult to beat. But unfortunately, they also became very easy to not lose against. By the same token, particularly at Old Trafford, far too many draws in that regard. In fact, I've actually got a few here. Liverpool, Burnley, Arsenal, Hull, Bournemouth, West Brom, Everton, Swansea. All teams, I think that take Liverpool and obviously Arsenal one out here, but the Swanseas, the West Broms, the Hulls, the Burnleys. In years gone by, these are teams that Man United at Old Trafford purely steamroller. Yeah. They will feel that Lukaku is a bit of a flat track bully, and he's maybe the solution to this problem. What do you think?
I think if, like you say, in the lower league teams, 100%, because obviously he battered them in the league, and that's where the majority of his goals came. So I think, and with the service he's going to be getting from other players, and this is Man United, you've got Pogba in behind him, 100%. He's going to be getting service, he'll be fine. But it's against the top teams, I'm not sure. I'm just going off the back of what happened last season. I mean, when someone asked me if I wanted to sign him, I would have gone, yeah. But that was something which was always in my mind, sort of like, right, I'm going into Champions League as a Chelsea fan. Will Lukaku be the player that's going to score against Barcelona in the last minute? Maybe. You're not going to be there going, he's definitely going to be there. He's definitely going to do something. Whereas with Costa, for example, I could have gone, I could see Costa scoring, at the Nou Camp, just being a bully and just doing it. But I think, he will solve draw problems against the lower league teams, against the top teams. I'm not sure.
I never fully understood why he just didn't get the opportunity at Chelsea in the first place. Now, I know there's a lot of young lads who didn't get a similar thing. Wow. Look, Daniel Sturridge is another one. Liverpool capitalised on that at the time. I mean, do you think he's the right type of centre-forward? I mean, not just in terms of, we talk about who he scores against and what have you, but we've talked about this before. What type of centre-forward does Mourinho, what's the archetypal centre-forward for Mourinho look like?
Zlatan. That seriously, like that type of centre forward, big, strong. He's obviously wasn't as fast, Ibra, but he made up for that in everything else he did. But he likes the complete centre forward, and I think Lukaku is the complete centre forward. But where Mourinho does like a steamroller, he will have to train Lukaku to do that because he is a poacher. If you look at his goals, I think if you're looking for someone to hold up the ball, someone with a touch like a bus, I don't think will exactly be doing that. I promise I'm not being bitter. This is just my general opinion. This is my general opinion. If you ask him to turn somebody, from what I've watched, he'll do it every time. If you say, right, you're going to turn, run past him, score. Yeah, he does it. And 100% accuracy every time it happens. But holding up the ball, I just don't think is his strong suit. I don't think that's what he does best. But obviously, being very young, I think he can do that. The reason he didn't get the opportunity at Chelsea was because I think what happened was, obviously, he was fantastic. West Brom was fantastic on loan at Everton. And he wanted to come back and he wanted to start every single game. But obviously, you can't promise that. That's something where you go, right, he's only 19. Like he's fantastic, but he wasn't the finished article. And it was a case of, I don't know, what we'll do is we'll sell him and we'll buy him back. Did we? No. But
it's worked so well in the past.
No.
Matic
yet? No, it hasn't worked well in the past.
It's weird. He has his moments. Definitely had his moments. The thing for me about Lukaku, I mean, I agree with what you're saying in terms of he hasn't done it at the top level yet. But where I think it's a good buy for Man United is that I think he's taken it all in a stride. Yeah. And, it didn't quite work out for Chelsea, and that's given him a bit of a chip on his shoulder, maybe. Yeah. And so he's gone to West Brom at loan, did fantastically there, as you say. He's then gone both Everton on loan and Everton transfer as well, and handled it absolutely, but to the point where, I've actually got his stats, 25 and 37 last season for Everton as well. And then you compare him up against the top strikers in the league, and he's right up there. He hasn't been given that opportunity to play in the Champions League yet, and you would bank him, given how his career's progressed.
Yeah.
You would say, well,
it's a natural progression,
exactly,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So I agree with that. I think he is going to do very well at Man United, and best of luck to him. Honestly, I was disappointed when he left because I wanted him to stay. Because for me, he felt like the natural heir to Drogba. He was that kind of player, and I always wanted him to see him get a chance, and we always did. And then when he did come on for us, sometimes at the beginning of the season before we loaned him out to Everton, he was being given a couple of opportunities, but he didn't grab it by the scruff of the neck. And that might have been a case because he didn't get enough time, which is completely fair enough. And it felt like his attitude, I think, is what drives him. So, for example, when he played in the Super Cup against Bayern Munich and he missed that penalty, he apparently straight after that, Mourinho said, I need to go on loan, I'm not good enough. So that's me there going, you know what, fair play, because, you want to play, you want to improve yourself, you go ahead, you do that.
Yeah.
And
I suppose it's a note of encouragement that Mourinho wants him, because you would think, well, hang on, he didn't really fancy him in the past.
I don't think it was a case of he didn't fancy him. I think it was a case of we just brought in Costa, and we wanted someone who we felt was a finished article. So we went out and got him, and then we didn't feel Lukaku was a finished article, and he wanted to play every game because he was hungry. Obviously, if you want to prove something, you've got to play, and he felt, and Mourinho felt, you're not going to get the minutes here, son, and you could tell, like I said, by Lukaku's attitude, he wanted to succeed, he wanted to do well, but it just wasn't going to happen. And at the end of the day, if that's the case, then so be it. But I mean, I think it was almost a case of misfortune, and I wanted to see him stay and come back, but it just hasn't happened, unfortunately. And hopefully, he other than against us, I hope he delivers at Man United, just to almost go to Mourinho, I told you I can do it, you should have let me do it in the first place.
And also, I guess, a bit to the powers that be at Chelsea and say,
nice one.
Should have sorted that out.
Yeah.
Should have put a ring on it.
Exactly.
As Beyonce once said. And probably loads of other people as well, to be fair, who I don't know.
Lukaku's a strong, independent man.
It's just yeah. I mean, just a slight note. I had a quick look back at Lukaku last season in terms of the teams that Man United drew against and whether Lukaku actually performed against them. Not an exact science by any stretch, but it's notable that he scored a couple of goals against Hull and against West Brom as well. Although he did struggle he didn't score against Stoke as an example, and didn't score in the home game against Swansea. So Lukaku's not I don't think he's a straight fit answer necessarily for all of Man United's problems.
But if you look at what United have, Everton kind of solely relied on Lukaku, whereas now you've got Martial, Lukaku, Rashford potentially as a front three. You've got Lingard as well. There are players there which will score goals, and there's no doubt about it. So I don't think now he'll have as much pressure on him in terms of that. Pressure will come in other ways. For example, he's playing at Man United. He's going to the Champions League. There's lots of variables which could heave more pressure on him. But at the same time, that front three is ridiculous. That's scary. I think the signing of Lukaku, for me, last season, Mourinho was getting his feet under the table, sort of, making Man United great again, as it were. Now he will deliver, and for me, I think Man United are going to win the league this year. Yeah,
well, that's it. I mean, this is the thing for United, is whether they've got goals, I think, in the rest of the side. I mean, they scored 54 last season, which is exactly one more than Bournemouth.
There goes all my logic.
But this is the thing. You've got the defence, right, the attack. The only issue is, in terms of goals per 90, Lukaku's not massively far ahead of what Ibrahimovic was bringing, and that's the thing as well. Ibrahimovic was actually scoring goals against some of these teams. He was, rescuing points in a couple of instances. All the guys scored in Man United's only goal. Rooney had a hand in a couple of those as well. Yeah. It's whether the rest of the team functions better as a result of Lukaku. Whether he's going to be able to put does he get Rashford playing through the centre a bit more in a few more occasions, because they looked a far more exciting prospect. But time's going to tell. I think we can agree with Lukaku that it's not. I don't think it's as simple as going, yes, that sitting here right now, I don't think Lukaku is the perfect solution to all these problems.
No, but he's going to be given time.
Exactly, but he's got a manager who can bring him on. A manager who already knows what he's capable of. And as we say, in terms of his development season on season, I think this is the right point of his career to actually test himself at that that next level. So it wouldn't shock me at all to see him step up.
Yeah, well, best of luck to him, basically. I hope he does well, because we missed out on him through sheer idiocy.
Horrendous. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on Lukaku in the comments below. Is he the solution to Man United's problems from last season in terms of just turning draws into wins? Let us know what type of player you think he'll do, what type of system you think Man United might have to play to get the best out of him. Comments below. Give this video a thumbs up. If you want more from 100% Chelsea and Louis, you can click that there. If you want more from me, there's my channel, Mates TV. And if you want to watch more of us discussing things, Chelsea transfers, me and Louis, one-on-one, watch that video right there. Cheers.